Good afternoon, good morning. Wow, it's an early show today. I forgot the time change here. Good morning, everybody. Let It Run podcast. I'm your host today, John, the traveling, staying at home today handicapper. And we do have boots on the ground. Special guest today, live from Tampa Bay. He will be there very shortly. Our buddy lives in Tampa, knows all about the circuit. So happy to have him on. Wadey Kala, how you doing today, Wadey?
Doing all right. Happy to be on. How are you doing today, John?
All right, looking forward to a fun-filled Derby day with all your amateur people out there at Tampa Bay Downs.
Tell me about
Yep.
it. Amateur day. They all come out, but it will be packed out there today. That's for sure.
They'll be tracking you down for your picks, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, Freddie's off today. He is at a Marshall's parade instructional meeting today. Next week's our big parade in the town for St. Patrick's Day, so he's on that parade committee. So we got you covered today. Me and Wadey will cover the late pick 5 at Tampa Bay. It starts in race 7. It ends with the Tampa Bay Derby, and does not end with the last race of the day, which most pick 5s do. This one is all stakes, races 7 to 11. It is. So it starts at 3:27 Eastern time. Before we get into the first race, I'd like to thank our sponsors again, Case's Pork Roll and the Vape Shop on Route 33. They were the ones that were there with us at the very beginning. So thank you for their support. And our newest and, our biggest sponsor, Brisnet. I know Freddie loves the Brisnet, the Prime Power, and the early pace and late pace, and also that is our newest sponsor there, Brisnet. So we will, thank them for partnering up with us and letting us use their great products, up and down the board. Not sure what happened to Wadey there, but
I'm still here.
You're there, but
hold
no
on.
picture.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. All right, so we're good. Let's see. We'll get right into it now. The 7th race, Tampa Bay, starts out the pick 5. Should be a gigantic pull over there. Just be a little mindful that if it does, these obvious horses win, it chalks out. Just see what route you want to go. We're gonna give you some ideas somewhere where we can go short in a race and other races where we think it's a spread, just to help you structure your own ticket. Tampa Bay race 7 is the Columbia Stakes, 125,000, 1 mile on the grass race, on the grass course. And Wadey texted me earlier this morning with some news that the 5th race was taken off the turf with the little bit of rain. That was the only race came off the turf all day today, Wadey?
Yeah, that's the only race came off the turf. The refs are still on. It rained a little bit, but they're very cautious here. And any type of rain, somebody pisses on the grass by accident, they'll take it off the turf here. I mean, they love their turf course. They don't want it ruined, and it's a big day today. They don't want any chop for the later races. So they were cautious. They took that one off the turf.
All right. The good thing is that it's down to 4 horses, which as a bettor, we are not happy with that. But as a horse owner, we jump up and down when that happens. Tell the fans out there why you're happy about a 4-horse race.
I'm happy because I'm in the race and I'm one of the 4 remaining horses, and all the other horses that were, worried about are all gone. All the good turf horses, Chad Brown, he's out of the race. I mean, it's down to 4 horses. Most of them, none of them really ran on the dirt, so it's wide open. I'm guaranteed 4th.
That's it. 4th place money at the worst, but there is 2, 20-1 bombs that were left in on the rail. Have no idea what they're about. So hopefully a 1st or 2nd, and you take to the. It's a fast track, right? It's not even a muddy track.
No, it's not. It's fine. Everything's fine. You wouldn't even know. Like if you showed up there and they tell you it's off the turf, you have to double check it and be like, "Why is it off the turf?" But she's been
Yep.
training well on the dirt, and so and the jockey, the exercise rider, the other day was saying, "Hey, try her on the dirt. Put her on the dirt. Put her on the dirt. Don't be so stuck up on putting her on the turf. She can handle the dirt. She's by Vino Rosso. I mean, she should be all right, but we'll see what happens."
All right,
Training
we're
well.
going to be watching that. The 5th race today at Tampa. Let's root for Wadey's horse. And what number was that again?
The number 6, Tinto
Number
Roja.
6 horse, the outside horse, right, in the field.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Outside. It's all the inside horses.
All right, we'll go to our pick 5 here. Let me put up our tickets. Fred sent me a ticket over, and we will scroll. Our ticket will be locked in there. First race like we were talking a little bit off air, you could either, single the 5 horse, which Wadey did go that approach. If you don't single him, you got to go, pretty deep here. Um, and I was not sold. I thought Appley Land was okay. I mean, he should be the favorite, but I don't think he's a slam dunk. So I started out with a little bit of coverage. I could use the 1, 2, and 3, lightly raced 3 congressional for Pratt and Miguel Clement, who quietly is having a great Tampa Bay meet, 10 for 26. Pretty darn good down there in Tampa for Miguel, and he retains actually switches to Pratt from Egan, so that's got to be a little bit of an upgrade there. Not sure the 2 might get on the lead and take him as far as he can. So I want to be not without the speed horse turning for home. And the 1 I thought had a shot at 6-1 for Engler and Junior Alvarado. Maybe can pick up the pieces, get a perfect trip from down in there. So I would start 1, 2, 3, and 5. Wadey, what did you see with this race?
I mean, it was a tough race. I either singled the 5 or I had to open up, and I just chose to bite the bullet in the first race and see how it goes and start open up with a single. And if that comes through, I can open up the rest of the way. I mean, I wasn't too confident. I mean, I'm confident enough to single, but I didn't know where else to go after that. So I just decided to go single. That horse, that 5 is, if you see, like he was gelded on the in middle of November after the horse was gelded, he's been running, totally different than the first 2 races. You could tell that they had issue with the horse, maybe just wasn't ready. And then the first race, you see who finished second, Blackout Time, who's on the Derby Trail. So I mean, he ran with decent company first time out, so it wasn't like a bad race, but just he's been coming along recently. So I decided to just go with the 5, start there with a single. The 3 that
Yeah.
you like, I mean, I would have tossed him in there too, just based on the debut race. I love when they debut a horse long. Pretty good buyer there, 75 for a maiden special, getting jockey upgrade. So if you want to add, you can add the 3. The 2, I don't know. Coming from Del Mar, speed favoring track, and he stopped. I mean, the track's going to be fast today. They make sure that the track is fast. Yesterday, don't quote me on this, but it might have been just they were 2 tenths of a second off the track record yesterday in some normal race, Friday afternoon race. 108 and change they ran off the. There were 6 furlongs. It was like 108.8 something, and there were 2 or 3 tenths off the track record. So the track is going to be fast. So I don't know. The 2 could go out there and maybe just collapse, but I went with the 5.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely lean that way too. And you mentioned a possible ticket, single here, single on the end with, we both like Catalano on the end, the 9 horse, go all buttons in the middle and cheer for total chaos in some of them races. So
Yeah, that could be another angle
that's
too.
another angle there. So, all right, we'll
Yeah.
move over. We, both agree that the 5 there is the favorite, but you can sprinkle in a few. Moving on to the 8th race. Such a tough race, made in special weight, 6 furlongs. The hype horse is this, Chad horse coming in, not this time, homebred for Three Chimneys Farm. It's a first foal out of this, Quality Road mare. And the workout pattern, couple back were, really bullets. And then it looks like, just some maintenance works here. And when Chad ships in a first time starter on the dirt, what's he at here? I'm trying to read my notes. I scribbled all this here. 9 for 14 first time starters on the dirt at Tampa when he ships in a decent one here in a maiden special weight. In the money, 11 out of 14, Chad. So this one is going to be well met. He is live. If you don't use him, I mean, how deep do you want to go? I could use a couple in here for sure. The one I'm caught my eye was the 10 horse on the outside. Low profile trainer, 0 for 24 on the year, 0 for 6 this at Tampa. The jockey's 0 for, but I think he just might get out and get the lead from out there. And all the ones that ran so far are not that much with the 40s and 50 buyers. So this one already has a 59 or 56 buyer out there in a special weight. Tried a little over his head with the stake race last time, did not belong there. Back with the maidens. Maybe get the lead, see how far they could go. But I think a lot of people are going to lean on the Chad. I would do the same, the 2, but I would maybe sprinkle in the 10 in case he turns for home with the lead. How did you see this one?
Yeah, I'm now looking back at it. See, when you go to start your pick five in the seventh race, do yourself a favor before putting in the second leg and look at the probables. And if this two is just getting hammered in the doubles, probably could be a single. That's an angle I would take when I get to the seventh race before I put in my pick five. I would look at the will pay or the probables for race 8 and see if this two is just taking all kinds of money. I mean, that's a homebred. They not this time. They run well. I mean, not this time's on fire. I went 4 deep. I went 1, 2, 8, 9. I just want some kind of coverage. I mean, if I single that horse and then I single the two here, and then I only have the three obvious ones in the Derby, my ticket's not going to pay. So I'm just hoping, maybe Chad Brown doesn't win this race, and I can get 1, 2, 8, or 9. I like you was also if I wanted to add, I'd add the 10 to my ticket. First time Lasix. That's always a big thing for 3-year-olds, especially one that's showed the ability to stop on numerous times. That'll probably help him. Maybe he bled or something, but pretty good company last time out in the Sandpiper. Those horses are decent. The 10 has a shot. The 9, I threw him in there. I don't think the horse can win, but I'm threw him in there for some chaos. The 8's kind of interesting. That last race, first time they put him, wait, yeah, the first time they put him on the dirt, he did all right. So probably the 2 is going to go off odds on favorite. First
I would
time
think so.
Lasix
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
yeah, I
and
would
those
think. But
workouts are pretty impressive. So I
he
wouldn't.
might need a little bit longer though. The horse is bred to go, a little longer. This 6 furlong might be a little too sharp. But looking at the rest of the field, how slow they are, I think the horse should be able to get the job done. And like Wadey said, seventh race comes. Look at the probables, and if he is way cut in half of everybody else, then you can almost know that it's well met. And Chad's not going to show up here, on Tampa Derby Day with a horse that is not ready to go.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
all right, so here we go. Here, almost like chalk to start it, almost. So
It looks chalky. I mean, but we know Tampa. Every time it's chalky, here comes the chaos, and next thing you know, you're looking at a
yeah,
$20,000
problem is
pick
though, you
five.
got to hit the all button to beat one of those odds-on
Yeah,
horses. You don't know who it's going to be, and you got to go deep. And then if the favorite wins, your ticket's done. But if you catch one of them, that's when we caught some crazy ones there.
correct.
The next race, looks like almost like a total all button. The ninth race, the Hillsboro. Love this race. Every Tampa Derby Day, great race. Mile and an eighth on the grass. A great, race great too. Um, and Dustin Dioro, the 4 horses, the favorite. Last time we caught him at 15-1. That was a time to have him. Now, it's just a perfectly timed ride. Everything went right. It's going to be more of a trip race here. The 1 had like the worst of it, and the 4 got the jump on him last time. The 2 should get a perfect trip from the inside. Throw out the last race. Have no idea what that was, but 3 out of his last 4 prior to that. The 3, I don't think has much of a chance. The 5, maybe speed, but not much of a chance. The 6 is another one of Fitz Chad Brown's mo, coming off a long layoff. Ran nice his first time back, second time back. And that would probably be my top pick here. I would maybe key in on the 6, but I'm gonna go as deep as I possibly can. To use the 1, the 2, the 4, the 6, and the 8 from the outside. Definitely a spread race. And then we were talking on before, Scythian. Not sure what to do with that horse. I left it off for budget purposes on my ticket. Wadey did include it. Not totally sure about him, but I would make the 6 my top pick and sprinkle in the 1, 2, and 4 and 8.
I'm pretty much the same, just like you said. I added the 7. This race is, it's a total crapshoot. You don't know who's going to win this race. I mean, it could be any one of these horses could win. Um, yeah, this is a
Who
wide
would be
open race.
towards like
Oh man, what is going on right now? Hold on, I'm having a little issue on my computer. What'd you ask me now?
who would be like your top? Who would you lean towards? I'm going to lean towards a 6, but I don't love anybody this race. I'm going to be 5 deep and use them all equally. But I would take the 6 as my top pick with Chad and Ortiz probably get underlay now that with them combination probably be around the 3-1, 4-1 area.
Yeah, we owe nothing to that four. He kind of hooked us up last couple of weeks ago with that 15-1 horse at Gulfstream. That was our horse right there, right?
Good one.
Huh?
That was a good one for us last time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
definitely, definitely. I
We
don't
were
know.
we were at the
If
wedding.
I have to, I would go with the one. He was moving in that last race. He almost caught them.
Yeah,
He was
he got
coming.
a work grip and also on the
Yeah,
rail he gave all the ground and then Pratt
yeah.
time his ride angle out. So yeah, that's probably probably the
But
winner.
that's a spread race for me. If you want to spread, I'd spread there.
Yep. All right. Moving on to the 10th, the race before the Derby, the Florida Oaks. A mile and a 16th on the grass. Pretty fun field here. Your favorite is going to be Time to Dream, who came out of the Breeders' Cup. Really didn't do much running as one of the hot horses going into the Breeders' Cup. Didn't do too much there. The talk of everybody is this 9-horse Cocomotion for Whit Beckman. If you just watch the race, I mean, you just can't even imagine. He was so far back, dead last, and then blink of an eye, he was first, and then he continued on and drew off. So everybody's going to be all over that. But so many times I see a one-run maiden winner move into a non-winners and one allowance or a stake race, and they just don't duplicate that. So I'm going to be a little leery there, even though it looked great. I love them. That's probably my pick, but I would not lock all in. The horse that I liked a little bit was the 5 Dendona, who last time if you looked at the race, ran in spots where like ran up in there, then backed out of it, and then ran again, and like it was like really like a weird run. Now switching to Pratt, give him a shot at 6-1. Second time back off the layoff. He really had no pace at all to run into last time. That's why he wound up moving up the backstretch, then dropping back and then moving up. But Saffie Joseph, as we talked last week, in graded stakes on the turf the last 5 years, he's 6 for 145. So this is not Saffie's cup of tea. And I'd
I
probably
was thinking same.
the 5, 7, and the 9 were the 3 that I would use here. Anything you see here?
I use the
Wait,
same, but I added the 11. The nine is getting a lot of talk around the town. This horse is freaked the first time out, just like you said, within the blink of an eye was gone, and pretty decent. But the thing that caught my attention the first time is the jockey that came in to ride that horse. He doesn't really ride around here. That's like a Maryland horse, or I mean a Maryland jockey, or a Mid Atlantic jockey heavy on Toledo. And he came. I want to say that was his only ride of the day. Don't quote me, and I'm pretty sure that was the last race of the day too. So he was there. They knew they had themselves a decent horse. I guess the odds didn't show it. It went off at almost 11-1. But that horse,
he opened up that day 2-1, and then he drifted up, but he got all the early money.
yeah, they knew about that horse. Especially bringing that jockey in there. So that horse could be tough if she comes back and runs anything like she ran the first time. She might be tough. But yeah, I went 5, 7, 9, 11. I couldn't get to the 3, even though the last 2 races were good. It just looked like beat a bad bunch both times. Um, Other than that, I don't know where else to go. I mean, the
Yeah,
two's interesting for a long shot, but
yeah, I was looking at the 2 a little bit, but I couldn't get to the 3. I mean, I definitely not including him. If anybody, I'd stretch it and maybe try to throw in the 2 for Cherie DeVoe. But again, it was like slower races and, really didn't beat, much at the fairgrounds there. So,
yeah,
and
okay.
the 11 really from the outside trip, I didn't love the 11 out there.
I, I I watched the last race was pretty nice the way he won pretty easily. So I threw him in there.
Off
I
late
threw him
16
in there.
was the trick last
Yeah,
time. He ran with
yeah,
sister. He ran with Sister Trienne, and just missed against her. Yeah, Mythical. I guess was that Mythical his second start.
yeah.
Um,
Decent bunch. I mean, he's been running against decent bunch. Couldn't
yeah,
leave him off.
you don't want to get beat by that horse, so um, probably worth a throw in there. But
He
uh,
rarely ships here too. Being Cohen, man, that's his own horse. He rarely ships to
Tampa, he
Tampa.
won't
Yeah,
go up to Tampa. Um, yeah. So, what do you think about the favorite Time to Dream off the Breeders' Cup race? I'm going to try to fade a little bit, but defensively, I'll use. All right. Until we get Wadey back. There he is.
Oh, here we go.
But I think one last comment about Time to Dream, the Breeders' Cup course. I'm going to fade, but I'll use defensively.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long layoff.
Yeah, we'll see how she comes back. But even the the races back then were not as fast. But that was as a 2-year-old. So if she improves as a 3-year-old, she could definitely get the buyers up to where they need to be. All right, the race why they named the day the Pensy Derby. Pensy. I'm thinking of my Pensy Derby up here in Parks. Wadey's town. So Tampa Bay Derby. Drew a nice field of 9. The talk is, that Further Ado. Everybody loved that 20-length win at Keeneland. The maiden race with that 98 buyer. Like we were talking, you throw that race out. I mean, that was the outlier. A lot of horses that he beat in all of his starts, are going to be running in claiming races. So really, he hasn't beaten much yet in his races. That one buyer stands out. You put a line through that buyer, I mean, he's the same as everybody else. So, and this extra distance here, mile and a 16th, this is as far as he wants to go. I'm probably, I'm definitely fading this horse big time today. I don't know if I'm going to use defensively on my ticket, but I will try to fade. My top pick will be the 9, which we mentioned earlier. Bookend it with a single. This horse was flashy. This was Chad Brown's. It basically probably is his Preakness horse. But if he explodes today and wins, I'm sure that talk is going to change to the Derby trail. He'll get one more prep in and maybe go with the Derby. If he doesn't run like ultra impressive, then he'll re-gear and point for the Preakness as they originally thought. So we'll see how he comes into this one, but very flashy. The third place finisher Audubon came back to win impressively the other day. This is the stat. One of the stats I was maiden to a graded stakes for Chad. When he breaks his maiden, goes right to a graded stakes. He's won his last 3. So he selectively chooses who he sends from a maiden race into a graded stakes. He doesn't do it often, but when he does, he's very effective at it. And the other one that caught my eye, Power Shift, Rapoli, very nice buyer, 96, doled it out with Emerging Market. And I heard people saying it kind of looks like Irad got caught sleeping. He thought he was on a rocket ship. He was coasting home. By the time he looked over his shoulder, it was too late. He got caught. Then he started riding. They battled the stretch. They opened up 13 lengths on the field. This horse, may be the goods with a better timed ride. And now picking up Velasquez. Ortiz will stay with Further Ado. But I got it basically down to the 5 and the 9. Could sprinkle in a little bit with the 8, the Puma, a maiden who ran against Chief Wallaby, who we both love for the Derby, and Renegade, who was the only really big horse in that race in the Sammy Davis. But he ran a credible, third there, and he ran second to Chief Wallaby. So as a maiden, give him a shot. I would be 5-9 and sprinkle in a little bit with the 8-6. Other than that, on the inside, I don't see too much. Hulkamania is Jason Worth horse, so he'll be out there in full force. Probably take a little extra money, and that would be Whip Beckman just to see how he does. So how would you break down this Tampa Derby?
You want it to be the Pennsylvania Derby
I do
so
not want it
bad.
to be the
I
Pennsy
mean,
Derby. No
why?
way.
Why?
No way.
Let us have our one day. It's just one day. Uh, I have 5, 6, 9. I'm with you on the 6. I heard something where it said the highest buyer of all the horses he's faced so far have come out has been a 72 in the following race. So, like you said, he hasn't run against much, and the 2 even beat him, in a maiden special weight in Saratoga. But that was back then. But the 2 beat him. I really like the 9. I think if the 9 goes on and runs impressively here, we'll see that horse maybe in the Bluegrass or somewhere, one of the later preps, and then if that
Yep.
horse runs good right into the Derby, I think Emerging Markets is going to be Chad Brown's Preakness horse, but we'll see.
The horse got off a little bit late, but yeah, I'm 5'6'9". If I had a single here, I was considering singling the 9 here. I like the horse. I like the way he ran, and like you said, Chad Brown does not make this move often and fail at it, or run a clunker. So he knows what he's got with this horse. They're high on him. That owner base is they're big time. So paid $1 million for that horse. They knew what they're getting, and the horse finished third, came off and won, came back to win. So it wasn't like he ran against a bunch of nobodies. Put up a good buyer. If I had to add, like you said, I would add the Puma. Like that Chief Wallaby is like my Derby pick, maybe yours too. Ran a very impressive race. That last race was concerning. Edwin didn't really give him the best ride either. Got him in a little bit of trouble. I don't think he's any match to these horses down the road, but you never know. Could turn out to be a good race. Power Shift, I agree. He could move forward. That was a big race to start the maiden campaign. Could move forward, but I went 5, 6, 9. My top pick is the 9.
Yep, the
If you want
5
to throw,
Power Shift ran that big buyer speed figure 96. All the figs on all the different the rags, the sheets, the thoroughgraph, everything came back big. So that figure is by every figure maker was legit.
yeah.
The Puma, like you touched on that ride last time, he couldn't get second in that race to Renegade, where really was nothing else in the race. That's a little discouraging. He couldn't get second in there. But it was his first time around 2 turns. Maybe second time 2 turns, he'll be a little better. But maybe a stretch on the win end, but maybe an underneath horse. So we're both keying in on the 9, and we probably like the 5 better than the 6. So
And the 5's got to run on this over the track already. So the 5 and the 8 have both been on this track already, and I think the 4 also. Yeah, 4, 5, and 8 have ran at Tampa
all
before.
pretty
So
good over the track.
yeah, they all ran good on the track. But I'm 5, 6, 9. I was considering doing a 5 all 5 pick 5. I might do it on my own ticket. Just hope for some chaos in the middle. But if that Chad Brown horse is being bet heavily in the second leg of the pick 5, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go down that route, because if it comes chalk, I would need chalk to win the first race, chalk the second race. My ticket's done. It's not going to pay what I put into it.
Trying to think of a different way to play it. That I like the the bookend singles with alls in the middle, but then you single. Well, the first race you could go a little deeper. You could go maybe like 5 deep in the first race, singling the Chad in the second race.
Yeah.
Then still go
singling
all,
2 Chads.
and then so maybe just where the single is, move the single around, and if you catch both of them, you'll have it twice. Then you need at least 1 price in the other 2 all buttons.
All right.
All right, let's get this out of here and get Wadey over to the track. I know he's dying to get over to Tampa for the day. He's got to host a lot of people over there, and
never fun.
Yep,
not
the
a great
tickets
host.
have been on the screen there the whole time, so take a look at those. Mix and match, merge the tickets together with what the 3 of us like. Use your own opinions. We gave you our thoughts, but the ultimate decision is yourself. What you actually punch at the windows, and that's what you're going to be stuck with. So, make good decisions today. Get a little lucky, and I think that's it. Thanks for joining us today, Wadey, and thanks for the listeners. And we'll have Fred back tomorrow morning for our 11 o'clock wrap-up show. We'll talk about all the Derby preps, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for
Everybody, let them run.
Have a good day.